This hangout is live. Hello, everyone. Now I need to figure out how to get the link again. All right, I did it last year. Cameraman, I don't want that. Control room, I don't want that. And here should give me, I want the link. All right, I need the link. Okay, invite people. Here we go. Copy and paste. Close. Close. And now waiting for folks to join me. So we should have a fairly full house of folks today. There's Gerard. Hi.
Hello.
Sorry for the delay. Everything is so different to my, I'm not used to it yet. I think I have it and I look at my notes and it doesn't seem to jive, but we got there. So how are you this week? How's work going?
I'm working at night, so I'm a little bit tired.
So nights will be all winter again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Winter time. Winter.
So getting into the adjustment, huh?
And how are you?
All right. It's been a stressful week, but I'm hanging in there. It's better than it has been. I'll take better. I'm at a stage of my life where any week that is better than a week before is a positive thing.
Okay, I'm texting Ivan.
Okay.
I told him to go to the website to check the link.
And I posted a note on the class, so hopefully everyone will get their email and come in. I love his recent remark. I wanted to talk to him last week about his comment, his question for me. He was surprised at something I said, and I wanted to understand more what he meant.
So, what's new in America? Same old, same old.
Well, yeah, gosh, the last week's discussion, it certainly hasn't gotten any easier this week. It's interesting now. Almost everyone agrees it's a good thing that women are not, and there's Yvonne, hi, not hiding, staying secret, and are confronting issues now. But now, politically, it's a challenge because we have the history of Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky and many other presidents, Kennedy, known for his flirting and flings. And so if we start accusing one of the other parties, then there's all this other stuff that has to come out from under the rug, so to speak. And then we have a history in the US with our founding, right? We kicked the real Americans out, the Native Americans. We have a horrible history there. And so if we're going to bring everything out from under the rug, we have to bring out the the real history, and then we have all the racial nonsense to bring out. And so if you bring out all the garbage, you have to deal with it. And how in the world you can't make up for all that's been done. So then you have to try to go forward, and no one knows how to do that because everyone is paranoid. I think paranoia is the next phase of US life. And the gender neutrality falls right into that.
I read that President Bush father also did something.
Right, sure. I mean, who is innocent in this world, right? Oh gosh. Yeah. So we're letting all the garbage out now. And then who knows where it's going to go after this. So hello, Vasant. Hello, Ivan. So how is the Spaniard doing?
Nice, thank you.
uh, family adjusting?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So looking like you may stay a little while?
Maybe 1 month more, maybe 2. I have not decided yet.
Okay, all right. And what else is good and new, Vasant, Ivan, anyone? Or good, maybe not new, or new, maybe not good. There's plenty of that to go around.
Christmas is going. I can see it everywhere. That people getting ready to the Christmas, and it's my first Christmas in Europe, and in Russia it's quite different. We don't care for Christmas; we care for New Year. So it's interesting for me. Everything is interesting for foreigners because you notice all the things that you cannot notice in your usual place.
Yes, I remember. So foreigners, for pronunciation. Just listening to you reminds me of being in Korea and experiencing the first, their Thanksgiving, which is Chuseok, wonderful. And then their Christmas, which is all pink. They do pink everywhere. And I didn't care for all the pink. Interesting. Yeah, memories that come. It is a very different feeling. Yeah.
In
Fun. So you'll
Spain,
have lots of stories and blogs to write.
in Spain, Christmas start in the shops every year earlier.
Yes.
I think the year started on October.
Yeah.
When I was a child, they used to start the second week of December. But now,
Right. Yeah.
And I think it's because people have more time now than in past times. The same in Russia. For our parents, this New Year started for few days before New Year, but now it started 1 month before. They need to sell you all the things, more time, more money. So, but it's better than than American way. When you have time, you started to blame everyone.
Ay. Wow. There's hasn't been there are so few examples you could give to that. Come on.
what about Thanksgiving? When's I think Thanksgiving is this time.
It's early this year. Yeah, it's this Thursday, this coming Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the fourth Thursday, and this year the fourth Thursday is the 23rd. So it's odd.
I know it's your favorite
Usually
holiday.
Yeah, not so much this year, but yeah, it's odd this year. Thanksgiving, yeah, the holidays that mean a lot to your heart are quite different when parents are gone. Yeah, so it's different this year, but yeah, it's my dad passed away this week, 4 years ago now, but so it's Yeah, not quite as nice and warm and cozy in the heart as it used to be. And we don't get to see Amber this year. We saw her this morning for about 10 minutes. uh, and she's back on her way home, but we won't get to see her again till December 1st. So still luckier than a whole lot of parents. So we'll take what we can get. So we're trying to figure out what to do this year. Not sure. So it'll be a quiet holiday this year. And do you have anything comparable, any of you, to a Thanksgiving as you understand it?
No.
No.
Christmas holidays, but nothing.
Right. So special dinners, I think every culture has somewhere in the calendar, but it's so ironic. Thanksgiving is another one of those fake news, fake history origins, but it expresses itself nicer than most other holidays. So I see that Vasant added a few topics to our discussion list. I like starting with your topic. So Vasant, you said religious harmony. That shouldn't take long to talk about. So laughter aside, do you want to talk for a minute about what's bringing that to your thoughts this week?
Yes, usually it happened a few months ago because India has a lot of religions, so and it is hard to govern the people from a single perspective. So you have to be, what do you call? You have to be generous. You have to think from every religion's perspective. So, but a few months ago they banned beef. Uh, you know, I think you can understand what it is. Beef.
Beef.
Cow. Yeah, cow meat.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I
So
was
from the
surprised because I thought that was always banned.
yeah. So from the Hindus'
co-
perspective, it is a sacred animal. Cow is a sacred animal, so
Right, sacred.
they supported that decision. But it's against Muslims and the economically lower people because they can beef is a cheap meat they can afford. So that's where they can get proteins just like that. So they cannot afford any other like chicken or any other kind of meats. So that's where the problem started. Uh, it offended the Muslims and the lower class people. So they started to protest. Who are you to decide what should I eat?
Wow.
Because so that it went just like that. So now you are what do we call? You are saying that I should not eat like eat this, and you will do more. You will add more to this list in future. So I won't agree with this decision. So
Wow.
I think it. They said I think this is just an initiation to a bigger like autocratism or dictatorship kind of thing. So we do not accept that. So the protest went like this, but now it's everything calmer than before.
So how, if you're willing to say so, how do your emotions settle on this? What is your thinking?
Yes, I don't. What do you call? I don't know much about the other countries, but especially for India, we should respect every tribals and every religion because India is known for unity in diversity. But nowadays, it's struggling with that name, with that how do we call it, with that honor or something. So we should keep that honor with us. I think that's what makes India better. I think, yeah, it is a combination of cultures. So we should not, sorry, what do you call it? We should not
Impose.
impose any such rules to the people, even if it hurts a single person. It's really a bad thing. Yeah, it should value every citizen's emotion. I think, yeah, that's my point.
Mhm.
Wow.
We are starting to have the same issues in Russia. For many years, for maybe 70 years, we don't have any problems with religion. It was separate from secular government. It was on the backyard. No one think about it. It just doesn't exist. If you are not religious man, if you're religious man, please go to the church, but we don't care. Now it started to change because many Muslim people came to Russia. They try to impose their rules, and government made a silly thing. They try to balance this thing not by secular rules, but they try to put Orthodox Church into this equation. Now we have more troubles than ever before. We only starting to have these troubles, but I cannot imagine anything more stupid than this solution. Try to involve other church to solve this problem. So I'm full of pessimism of that situation. I think it should be remain the same, that we should have church on the backyard, and only for people who wants to have relation with that. But looks like we will miss that advantage of our history.
Yeah, it's hard to draw the lines anymore. Globalization, the reality of what globalization's impact is really starting to hit so many places, if not everywhere, almost everywhere. And it's difficult. I have no problem with India not having beef available. Cows sacred to India is something I grew up as a given. So can't there be separate stores, international markets, but not everywhere? Isn't that a fair compromise? But it's banned completely. It had been banned completely. No beef allowed for anyone, anywhere. Yeah. Yeah, concessions are sort of like you start giving them and they just seem to create. Yeah, Gerard, sorry, I just.
So Muslims cannot eat pork and cannot eat beef in India.
Yeah.
That's a big problem for them. In Spain, chicken is the cheapest meat.
Yeah, here too. Yeah. Ah. How many syllables in those two word choices?
One.
First one has one, band.
Banded. Second,
Banded, two. Yeah.
Yes, I never hear band. I can.
These two sound the same.
Band.
Yeah.
I always say bonnet. Bonnet.
Lots of words, so it just changes the conversation, that's all. In ways you may not be expecting. Vasant, beef is cheaper than chicken?
Yes, because the, how do you call it? Yes, we have a lot of beef or slaughterhouses available, and it can provide, a single beef can provide a lot of meat, so it's cheaper than chicken.
Wow. Yeah, it's about 5 times more expensive here. Both prices have been going up so much, but chicken is still on sale for close to $1 a pound. Sometimes it's usually $1.99 or 2 something a pound, but beef is rarely less. Ground beef, the cheapest beef, is rarely less than $5 a pound anymore. Super sale when it goes down. So yeah, I'm surprised by that. That's a cultural that would change if they allow beef and it becomes a regular market item. That probably will change too. Ah,
Probably you're not surprised that alcohol will be most expensive in Saudi Arabia, for instance.
Yeah. Vasant.
Yes, and one more point is it's about Muslims, and they are the minority people in India. So they always feel insecure being a minority people. So always they feel insecure, and so such imposements make them feel more insecure, and they started to protest like this.
Yeah, impositions. Yeah. So I'm thinking that probably in some places, Muslims are feeling more empowered, in other places, more terrified, but that as they realize they can keep their lives, not be killed, and can request more, they're pushing the envelope. Everyone here is pushing the envelope. But it's wow, it's quite a change. Yeah, Ivan.
I have a story about these restrictions, about old good times, or good old times. I always forgot. About all good times. Okay, and in Soviet Russia, we have a lot of Muslims soldiers in army, as far as the rest soldiers, right? Right. So we have some Muslims in the army, and never care about special kitchen for them. And they protested. They said we need some. I don't know what was the word for the pig free pig free ration. But in Soviet Union, they army just said we don't care. You if you don't want, you can don't eat. So and problem was solved in one day. They just started because it was at circumstances, they said, and there were no problem for 50 years. After 50 years, when everyone is special now, so we have to all the stuff. So now it's a major problem because every soldier has own way to eat. This one is Muslim, this one need kosher food, this one is vegetarian. And now yes, and now we have a huge problem from nothing.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, it really is. We are living through so many interesting challenges that come when you start allowing or bending for one group, and media and technology and instant video, Instagram. Proof comes against us, and then questions come out, and money and power, and yeah, but you can't go back. You have to somehow roll with it, and I'm not sure where it's going.
We are going to a globalized society, but on the other hand, everybody likes to keep their individuality, their special things, their religion, their thoughts, their costumes. It's difficult to ally that.
Yes. Yeah. Alignment is definitely off.
I have a small comment. Holly said that I don't know where it's to go. It's go to madness, obviously, because complex systems are harder to maintain, and only simple systems tend to survive. So it goes to nothing good. We know that.
Yeah, I don't. It's certainly for me, been a pretty rude awakening the last decade or so. It's harder and harder to be smiling Holly. And my own mistakes, or what I acknowledge and call as mistakes now, are slapping me in the face pretty hard. I don't know if you know that expression or not, but pretty easy to slapping me in the face. I forgot the, but if you imagine somebody just kind of bopping you around and yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah.
You know, in Catalonia, the police officers
Yes.
beating people because they are voting. In America, would be the opposite.
Right,
People don't
right,
vote to vote.
Yeah.
It was quite oxymoronic, beating in a democracy.
Yeah. 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 Police brutality. I was just saying to someone the other day that, I don't know if it was you guys or not, that it's sort of like turning. In the US, police have long been considered safe and who you go to for security. And now the reality is for so many folks in so many places is not that way. Yeah. Vasant.
Yes, I want to share an incident that happened 2 days ago. There was actually there's a state. It's a northern state from India, and how do you call it? A local body election It's going to happen in that state, and now it's time for the electoral campaign. So, in one campaign, a politician literally threatened the Muslim people on stage. We are all astonished by that because, yeah, I can just say what he said was, all the Muslim peoples here, just vote for my wife. If you want good deeds, just vote for my wife. You know that the central government is ruled by our political party. So if you vote for the opposite party, then you will have difficulties in getting the funds and a lot of things like that. So if you want good deeds, just vote for my wife so that you will get a good deeds. I'm not begging you. I'm saying if you vote my wife, then you will get good deeds. He said like that, and nobody on stage, just said anything opposite to him. They didn't say any, how do you call it? Any
Condemnation.
yeah, condemnation like that. So, but that incident led to a lot of debates on the media. What made him to talk like this? So it went like that. Yeah. In some places, some madness are going.
Yeah. Yeah. No argument from me on that one.
Yeah.
Interesting. So how do we adapt to all this and find our way forward? Just give in to the madness? Take more drugs?
Unfortunately, I think that it is a human history. We complex our systems, then we have a reset to simple state. This reset usually, something bad, usually something dramatic, but it gives now us another chance.
So maybe Trump and his little pal in North Korea will make this happen for our resets. Jeez. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, I have to admit though that I try to talk through this with Muslim friends, people I consider friends and that I know care for me, is how do you reconcile, and then I have a story that goes with this, with Christianity, so-called, but how do you reconcile the fact that your religion tells you that if anyone does not believe in the one God, Allah, they're pretty much worthless? And I was taught when I was a very impressionable young adolescent, was taught by the Baptist church that my parents were going to hell because they had not been saved properly. And I was told that my mission in life was to save my parents, and I had to go home and proselytize to my parents. And my parents quickly set me to rights and what I was going to get away with at home. But it's terrible in my mind what is done in the name of religion to generate hatred and killing and resetting. So my husband's prediction is that the US is soon going to ban all religion, essentially, and that no one will be allowed to proclaim any religion unless that's what he predicts, is that there will be complete separation, that it will all have to go in hiding, because you just can't keep the madness that Ivan talks about to try and cater to everyone.
First thing you should do in America is removing God from politics, you know. When we swear, you make an oath in name of God over the Bible, that doesn't have any sense, because many people doesn't believe in Christianity.
My goodness, I said, oh, no, because I almost ejected Vasant. I wasn't trying to, but I had this pop-up that said, are you sure you want to kick him out? No, click the wrong button. Yes, I have always had long had a hard time with that. But there is a strong interfaith movement growing also.
Yeah. I'm against mixing up politics with religion. I read Dostoevsky in one of his books said that it would be a very good thing mixing up politics with religion, but I don't think that, because rulers who use religion is in their own benefit, not in the spirit of being good and everything being okay, etc.
We should take note that Dostoevsky lived in another circumstances, in another society, and probably he will, commit suicide in modern world.
Vasant, yeah.
There is a satirical dialogue from a movie, my favorite movie, and the protagonist says to another man, trust the man who says God exists, and trust the man who says God doesn't exist, but don't trust the man, I am God. So it's like that. It happens in India. So
well, I know who that brings to mind in my mind. Certain someone who seems to think he is God. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, we're all waiting this week. Trump wants to push through tax reform by Thanksgiving, which is by Wednesday or by Tuesday, because many leave town on Wednesday. And another law he's running up against. It went through goodness, senior moment, brain blip. It went through, has to go to the Senate. Where it has passed, it is not required to meet this law restriction, but in the Senate, for the Senate to pass, it has to be a plan that will not increase our deficit 10 years from now. And right now, Trump's got it in just squeaking under that limit so that it is technically legal, but it won't take much to prove that it's not. So it's a very interesting week ahead politically for the Republicans who so deeply want to pass something. Yeah, so an interesting time ahead. Interesting for my husband as a tax accountant, because tax reform, the changes would start January 1st if he gets what he wants. And my husband does tax returns January, February, March, and April for lots of clients whose financial situation may be changing radically, but he doesn't know yet because it hasn't passed yet. So my husband usually starts booking appointments this coming week and sends out his annual tax letter. And he has no idea what to put in his letter this week because, so he's going to have to send 2 letters. So President Trump is going to cost him a few more lost hair or gray hair, what's left. And yeah, it's an interesting year. Good time for my husband to be approaching retirement when it comes to tax changes. So anything more on religious harmony or people adopting to other cultures, which in my mind is also gender neutrality issue, right? Is adapting or adopting. Both words apply when it comes to discussions like this. Oh, and I'm posting this in the chat on 7H instead of here. Oops. I lost my, I've got to find the right place here. Anyway, so anyone want to add more about adapting or adopting?
Adapting.
To the change whirling around us. Or a new topic.
I must run because I need to commute to my workplace.
Okay, Gerard.
See you.
All right, good luck getting through the night. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. And off he goes. Such a struggle it would be for me to adjust to that every year. So you're thinking collocations. I like it. So an adapted screenplay is a good collocation with adapt. And you could use adopt a new screenplay or adopt a new version. So is there a particular adapted screenplay coming to mind?
Yes, Hamlet. I think it is the wide known screenplay which has been adapted.
Are you adapting it? Are you adapting it? Are you rewriting Hamlet or reperforming Hamlet in a new way?
No. I have seen many movies and cartoons like The Lion King. A lot of fictions are adapted from this play.
Yes, yeah. Ivan, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What is it like? What differences are you noticing in buying groceries in Spain versus at home?
First of all, I use shopping here in Spain as a as a Spanish class for me.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
it's and you know, I have not been in the shop in Russia for many years. So with my wife's job, and you know, I usually not in charge for that. I can buy something if she asked me, but usually I don't do that because it's, I don't know, it's very rare. So, but here in Spain, I'm in charge for that because it's useful, useful for my Spanish. And people here, not in supermarkets, of course, but I don't buy much in supermarkets. I use local markets and local small shops, tiendas, and they all have speciality, speciality,
Specials
specials,
or specialities, yeah.
specialities in
And
something. So
and
one is for
also
fishing. Mhm.
mhm,
One is for fish, another is for ice creams, second one is for bread, and you can read it on the poster. No, what the on the name of this shop. So it's easy for
so
me.
that helps you with
Yeah, so
identifying
it's a
your
panaderia.
specialty.
Panaderia, for instance, it's pen, it's bread, it's pescaderia, it's fish. So it's always, we always know what to expect.
Okay.
It's a good thing. And another good thing for me, especially, that it's very common here to make conversation with every client. So they don't sell you something; they always speak with you.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah.
So I never buy some fish. I always know where it was caught, who did that, which, and so on.
Yeah.
So it's very how to cook that. What is the right way? What is the local way? How people cook it in different regions. So it's very
Okay.
good.
And you haven't done much shopping in Russia, but do you know from your wife if that is typical in Russia at all, in small
At
shops to have?
No, we don't use small shops. We don't use small shops, at
Mhm.
least too much. So we have supermarkets, and you just have no one to speak about your
Okay.
food. You just get the bucket or basket. You just get a
Mhm.
full basket and go away through the cashier.
Yeah.
We have small shops, but again, there are no sellers, and the shops only cashier. So it's different.
Yeah. Basant.
Yes, I have never had such uh, a conversations with the shopkeepers, but I noticed they did that with foreigners. Whenever I go
Oh,
to such a tourist places, they explain the about the product to the foreigners and they sell it to them. So I think it might be because uh, Ivan is from the other country, so they might wanted to share about the product, or it might be the reason. Or
Yes. First of all, they obviously know that I'm foreigners because of my Spanish level. It's immediately. Next one, it's interesting that many people, they are really interested in speaking with me, in showing things with me. I understand that it's because they want to. I'm sorry.
why are you
Uh,
sorry?
So,
Hi.
for instance, I have a lot of strange situation. I mean strange because I can't imagine that in Russia. For instance, I am buying some seafood. I don't know name, not in English, not in Russian for that, some seafood, and I don't know how to cook it. And the man with his wife, they are both sellers, they trying to explain me, but they can see that it's hard for me to understand. I'm not getting it. So they bring a pan, a salt, a water, and showing me how to do it all together. But still, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So the man said, please, get there to the fruiteria. It's me on the shop of the fruits and get a lemon and bring it here. I got for the lemon, bring it back. We cook it there and taste it, and it's fun. And I
Wow,
have I
that's
have this fun
wonderful.
I have this fun constantly. For instance, when I
Uh-huh.
got for this lemon to the fruiteria, I asked it, one lemon, please. Man asked, that's all? I said, yes, that's all. I don't need anything else because I'm going to cook. Uh, and he gave me the lemon and said, please. And I never in my life sold one lemon, so get it for free. like that. So it's interesting.
If you're not going to buy a whole bag, just take one. Uh, that part I can see happening here, but not cooking it and helping you all the way through that. Uh, too many foreigners in our history here. I can't imagine that. But
Yes.
but from being in that area, well, in near anyway, the joy of food and the importance of enjoying your meal and making it a much more important part of your day than it is in the US for most people. I definitely picked up on that in Czechoslovakia and Poland and in Spain and in France. And so I think that there is some aspect of that that comes easier because of the joy people realize that comes through food. I'm going to need to wind us down here today. Vasant, did you have a comment? Yeah, no. Okay. I'm really glad that you're having this experience. I can't imagine that anyone would not enjoy you and your family. You have an awful lot to bring to experiences, and so looking forward to hearing more about it. I was hoping to ask you seriously about your comment, but I'll try and reread it and reply in words. So do need to stop for today, but good conversation, and have a good week.
So thank you very much. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.